Assalamualaikum and hi. Here I will present my individual report, The Determinants of Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, which is ICBC, performance. The study aims to identify the determinants from internal and external factors that has impact on the firm performance, which is ROA of ICBC. For the background, ICBC was established in 1984 during China financial reforms to separate commercial banking from the central bank. Next, it is the largest bank in the world by asset and a key pillar of China financial system. So, the headquartered in Beijing, ICBC provide corporate and retail banking, asset management and investment banking services. The bank has a strong global presence in over 40 countries, serving millions of customers worldwide. Next, for the problem statement, ICBC ROA has declined, reflected by a drop in net profit margin from 53.6% to 52.1%. It shows that the costs are increasing faster than revenues, which negatively affect the bank capability in converting income into a net profit compared with last year. Therefore, it is important to examine the factors affecting ICBC ROA to determine whether the decline is caused by management inefficiency or broader economic conditions. There is 3 research objectives, which is the first one is to determine the impact of firm-specific factors on ROA performance. Next, to determine the impact of macroeconomic factors on ROA. Lastly, to determine the impact of firm-specific factors and macroeconomic factors on ROA. For the research question, the first one is, does the impact of firm-specific factors affect ROA performance? Next, does the impact of macroeconomic factors affect ROA? Lastly, does the impact of firm-specific factors and macroeconomics affect ROA? The literature review. For the context, I include performance, liquidity risk, credit risk, and regulatory risk. Firstly, for the performance, according to Al-Aziz 2020, ROA is a common one which reflects management efficiency by using total assets to realize the means. ROA is calculated by dividing the profit before tax to total assets. Next, for the liquidity risk, according to Arif and Nauman Anis 2012, refers to the risk that occurs when an institution finds itself with the inability to finance the funding of the financial liabilities. They relate negatively to profitability. Third, for the credit risk induces financial distress on banks, and its assessment requires advanced modeling techniques that will link it to the source of uncertainty generated. For the regulatory risk, according to Michigan 2000, the tools of banking supervision can be defined using the safety net provisions by the government, restriction on the asset composition of banks, capital requirements, shuttering and examination of banks, disclosure provisions, consumer protection, and restrictions on competitions. For the methodology, the study collects financial data from Annual Report of Industrial and Commercial Bank of China from 2015 to 2024. There are 3 models are shown below. First one, the model 1 represents how internal factors related to the firm performance, which is ROA. Next, model 2 represents how external factors related to the firm performance. Lastly, model 2 represents how both internal and external related to the firm performance will be calculated to financial ratio like ROA, credit risk, risk-weighted asset, and others. The ratio will be analyzed through multiple linear regression analysis by using SPSS to generate descriptive statistics, correlation, model summary, ANOVA, and coefficient table. ROA is treated as the dependent variable, while both internal and external factors are included as independent variables. The ratio also being used in analysis to show its movements throughout the 10 years. For descriptive statistics, it indicates that ICBC financial performance and risk profile remain stable. For the mean, ROA, which is 0.0101 and ROE 0.1167, indicate low but steady performance, which is acceptable for ICBC, major state-owned commercial bank focusing on stability. Overall, the stability of ICBC internal management variables suggests that the bank is well positioned to withstand macroeconomic uncertainties. Based on the correlation results, the most significant factors affecting ROA is credit risk, which is p-value 0.0077, risk-weighted asset, p-value 0.0066, liquidity ratio, p-value is 0.0491, ROE, p-value is 0.0000, and exchange rate, p-value is 0.0122, as it shows a statistically significant relationship with ROA. This indicates that changes in this factor have a strong impact on ICBC profitability and operational efficiency. On the other hand, leverage is found to be not statistically significant in affecting ROA, indicating that changes in leverage do not have a meaningful impact on ICBC profitability, which is the p-value is 0.3616. This implies that its influence on ICBC performance is relatively limited compared to the other factors. For the ANOVA, Model 1, the ANOVA result shows that the regression model is statistically significant with a p-value of less than 0.001, which is p-value less than 0.05, indicating that the model significantly explains variation in ROE. For the Model 2, the ANOVA result indicate that the regression model is not statistically significant as the p-value is 0.149, which is greater than 0.05, suggesting that the external factors do not significantly explain ROA. This could be due to several other unobserved variables having more influence on the overall profitability of ICBC rather than these variables together. For the Model 3, the ANOVA result shows that the regression model is statistically insignificant with a p-value of 0.144, which is greater than 0.05, indicating that the combined set of variables does not significantly explain changes in ROE. For the model summary, the Model 1 shows that the adjusted R-square is 0.999. Explain about 99.9% of the variation in ROA, is the most powerful model in terms of explanatory ability. It indicates that risk management, liquidity, capital structure management, and governance practice almost fully explain ROA changes. Next, the Model 2 adjusted R-square is 0.654. Explain about 65% of the variation in ROA is moderate explanatory power. It indicates some important factors are captured, but a sizable portion of ROA variation remains unexplained. For the Model 3, adjusted R-square is 0.961. Explain about 96.1% of the variation in ROA is very strong explanatory power. It suggests the included variables are highly relevant and collectively explain ROA well. So for the overall, the model with an adjusted R-square of 0.999 is the most powerful in explaining ROA as it has the highest explanatory power. For the coefficient, the most significant that influence ROA for the Model 1 is credit risk, risk to sensitive exposure level, risk-weighted asset, debt to equity ratio, management efficiency, and CG index. The result shows that ROA of ICBC is highly affected by efficiency concerning revenue structuring, risk and capitalization rather than by loan growth. Despite that, liquidity ratio is not significant at the 0.05 significant level. It means it is not largely effective on ROA. Overall, the result point to the fact that ICBC is a large public bank with ROA performance influenced by a synergy between profitability, risk management, and government policies. For the Model 2, the findings indicate that the statistical significance between the macroeconomic variable and ROA is not established. This is because p-value is greater than 0.05. It indicates that the financial performance of ICBC is influenced by internal mechanisms apart from reliance on external economic factors during this time frame. This can be attributed to the fact that it is one of the largest banks with varied activities that are not easily affected by external changes in economic environments. For the Model 3, the overall impact of this model on ICBC ROA is not significant, most likely due to multicollinearity, limited variability of data, small observation period, as well as ICBC operating on a large scale, which can dampen the effects of both internal operation as well as overall macroeconomic conditions. So, for the conclusion, this kind of research investigates the determinant of ROA in the ICBC company by exploring the internal as well as external factors from 2015 to 2024. The results of this research confirm that the ROA of ICBC is dominated by internal financial structure and profit-related factors to a great extent while ignoring external macroeconomic factors. The first recommendation is the bank could pay more attention to revenue diversification and management, credit and risk-weighted asset quality, diversification and efficiency, and less on rapid loan expansion. Secondly, the bank is also advised to be cautious of its liquidity and governance structure while being mindful of profitability and compliance issues. For the last recommendation, ICBC should further invest in digital transformation and data-driven decision-making. In promoting fintech capability, furthering advanced analytics, and automating credit assessment and risk monitoring, ICBC will be assured of enhanced operational efficiency, reduced costs, and strengthen early warnings of impending risk. So that's all from me. Thank you.